Hello, my name is Becca and I am the lead singer of Unspeakable Monday, which is a local Edinburgh rock band. We've been together for about 4 years now, and I wanted to do a little video just on what I bring to gigs as the singer and songwriter. So because I've been doing this for about 4 years, I remember when I first started that it was really hard to know what to bring, and I made a lot of mistakes because I feel like there's not really any videos like this where this is all the things that you need and you will probably want when you're at a gig. Obviously for everybody it's going to be different, but this is just me as the lead singer, what I usually want when I'm at a gig. So let's get started. I've always wanted to do that. Probably the most important thing, a water bottle. So in most venues you will be able to go up to the bar and just get like a pint of water, which is what I've done on a lot of occasions, but I prefer having a water bottle. This is like a 1 litre one. I think it's just from Amazon. I got it as a gift from someone, but it's a thermal water bottle. You can put warm water or cold water in it, which as a singer you're not going to want super cold water because it can make your voice seize. So you're going to want sort of lukewarmish water when you're on stage, just to keep you hydrated. And if you're a nervous drinker like me, you're going to need a lot of it. This is my current handbag. I also use it as a gig bag because it is the perfect size to fit all of my gig gear in it. So this is the one that I'll be taking with me today for rehearsal and then afterwards to the actual gig with all of my equipment in it. It's just one that I got on Vinted. I have this cute little Mei character which I absolutely love. I just think she's so cute. So it's got 3 compartments in it. It's got like a middle zip and then 2 bigger ones. In the first compartment I have these in-ear monitors. They are Me Professionals and I got them on Amazon as well. All of my band have the exact same ones. These are like a budget pair, so I think they were £30 and these have been so great since we started using them. This is not something you're necessarily going to have when you first start out, and you don't really need it. When you're on stage, and if you're the lead singer anyway, you will have a box right in front of you called a stage monitor that will play all of the stage sounds at you. The sound engineer will ask you what you want in your wedge, and most singers are going to want quite a bit of their vocals so that you can stay obviously on pitch. Bit of guitar, bit of bass, and a little bit of the kick drum. When you're on stage and you've got the kick drum coming through, you can hear it a little bit clearer, whereas when you're actually on stage, if you didn't have the kick drum, all you can really hear is the cymbals, which isn't so helpful with keeping time. I usually like just a little bit of the kick in my wedge. So throughout the show, if you notice that you maybe want a little bit more vocals, all you need to do is get the sound engineer's attention, point at the wedge, point at yourself, and then point up to say, in that wedge, I want more of me. It's super easy. So in-ear monitors basically replace the wedge and put the sound directly into your ears. So this is my pack. It is literally, it's a Behringer, I don't know. That is the input that the monitor wire goes into. That is the headphone jack. You just control it by twisting that, and I pop that on my jean pocket. This is what the inside of my pack looks like. It has my in-ears. I specifically wanted the black ones because I really like black, in case you couldn't tell. But they're really comfy, and they came with a lot of different options for the little earbuds, which was really good, so I got to go through them and see what ones I want. They're effectively just wired headphones, but they're designed in a very specific way to fit your ear very snugly so that there's not as much leakage from the outside world. And it comes in this little pack and it's really perfect. So that is my in-ears. The next thing that is in my bag is my microphone. This is my microphone case. Inside it has my microphone. So it comes with, this is a mic clip. So this just screws on the top of your mic stand. Most mic clips are usable with most other mics because a lot of them are just a kind of standard size. So I don't usually use my mic clip. I usually just put my mic into the stand that's there because my mic is quite skinny. She's skinny. So I usually just put it in and it's totally fine. Mine has a little switch on it. So when you're on stage and you've got a mic that has a switch on it, it's really important that you make sure that that switch is on before anybody starts doing sound checking, because there's been a couple of times where I've forgotten to switch it on and then everything has kind of gone wrong because we've tried to do sound check, it's not worked, we've been messing about with the gain, and then I realise and I've switched on and then it's like boom. So make sure that it's on before you start sound check because you don't want to deafen all of the people who are in your sound check room at the same time. My microphone is an AKG D310S. It's a very old mic. My dad has a pile of them because he is also a musician. So when I first started gigging, he just gave me this, and honestly, this is my tried and true. She sounds so good. Every mic has a different kind of vibe to it, and although people who aren't singers tend to not notice as much, people who are singers, you can hear when a mic is made for a voice. One of my friends, Carla, is a sound engineer and she's also a singer, and she loves this microphone with my voice because it really amps like the lower kind of warm tones in my voice, whereas other microphones, the standard microphone is an SM58. I will edit in if that is correct. Basically, all of them sound different. The one that's usually used in venues doesn't sound great with my voice, but that's just me. Everybody's different. Some people sound great with it, some people sound awful with it, some people really like it, and some people really hate it. So it really depends. You need to just test it out for yourself. In the other part of my bag is more exciting things. Set lists. So I've made it my job as the singer to print the set lists and write in when I am talking. Because I don't have as much equipment to bring with me, I like to just do a little bit extra. So I usually also bring the merch with me. All of the merch is at my house. My parents love that. I've got a massive box of t-shirts downstairs. But I will be bringing the merch with me as well. My dad is actually going to be bringing the merch with him to the gig because he's coming, so I don't drive. I'd rather not have to lug a massive bag of merch with me. For my own personal set list, I have the list there, and then I also have this tablet. So on this tablet I have an app that lets me basically write down little notes about each song as my set list, so that if I accidentally mess up, I can look at my tablet and go, ah yes, this is the thing that I have missed. So sometimes if we've got a cover, then I like to write just like the first word or the first sentence of a verse, just to remind me which verse it is that I'm going into. And I've also got a foot switch. So the foot switch is effectively a little pedal. So this is my foot switch. Basically, you get to pick if you want it to flip landscape or if you want it to flip portrait. Effectively, it's just, you hit that one to go that way and you hit this one to turn the page that way. And it's super handy because it means I don't need to keep bending down to switch the tablet over. So honestly, if I was to go back in time and I didn't have any access to any of the things that I'm very grateful to have access for, the things that I would spend money on is a foot switch and a microphone. That's the two most important things. Test out different microphones and figure out which one's for you. Get a foot switch, because you can use this on your phone as well. You don't need to have a tablet. I just like the bigger screen. But if you've got a phone or a laptop or an iPad or whatever, you can use this on that. So that is pretty much everything that's in here. I've also got my purse. I have a pen. Pens are hard to come by, so I bring a pen with me just in case anybody else wants to write notes on their set list, or if during their rehearsal I want to write anything on my set list. And that is pretty much everything. Because I travel a lot, I usually bring an extra bag with me, so this is my overnight bag. It's got just stuff for me to do work tomorrow and some comfy clothes in it for after the gig, so that I don't need to be constantly in my gig outfit. I usually go to my boyfriend's the day after a gig and he's working tomorrow, so I'm going to be spending the day at his, so I want some comfy clothes. So this is my overnight bag. It's not really that exciting. This is my old school bag, and it's great because it still works. It's funny that a bag would still work. That is everything that I bring with me to gigs. Another thing that I usually would kind of bring with me, which I don't have here, is some kind of snack. Gig days are so intense. You barely ever have any actual time to go and eat or enjoy eating. Today's going to be a very intense day. We've got rehearsal from 5 till 6 and then we're going straight to the venue and we start at 8. So it's a little bit of a time crunch and you also want to show face. One of the big things that I would say for your first gig as well is just try and talk to everybody, especially your sound engineers, your bar staff, anybody else who might be helping with the venue that day, a promoter. We don't have a promoter for tonight. A lot of the time we don't work with promoters anymore just because of the way that our gigs have started going recently, not for any particular reason, but just that's how it's just been. But if you've got a promoter, make sure that you're friendly to them, and if you need anything, don't be afraid to say, because sometimes it can feel very intimidating, but they're there to help you. They're there to make this a good experience for you and also the audience, and if you're having a bad time, the audience isn't going to have a good time. Most importantly, the band always has the most fun. All I can say is good luck. I hope this video is a little bit insightful and useful for the anxious people out there who don't know what they're doing yet, because I was you, and now 4 years on I am so much more confident. I love gigs, I love gigging, my band are great, everybody that we've worked with is so kind and so nice. We've very rarely had a bad experience. The times where we have had a bad experience, we've got each other and we can talk about it and laugh about it afterwards. It's just important that you are having fun, because this is supposed to be fun. Good luck, I hope this video was helpful, and I will see you again soon.